What up, YouTube land? It's your boy CJ, Fit with CJ, and this time I'm back with my boy D Mart. Yo, what up, D Mart?
What's up, CJ? Appreciate you having me, man.
Yo. Listen, we're here to talk about how to make content stand out, fitness content stand out for fitness professionals, and I'm super excited, super honored for you to be here. I just, listen, bro, I've known you for at least what over 3 years now, and the content you've put out has like elevated so much, and it's like changed so much over time. I just want to dive a little bit into that, but then also tap into like what a lot of people are doing in the industry. I got some cool examples to show about what a lot of fit pros are doing out there, and like some of the things we see that we like, and some of the things that we're like not so much. But bro, it's gonna be super exciting. But how you feeling today?
Been a good day over here, man. Busy day, but good day. Trying to be productive, getting some
Mhm.
YouTube content out myself. So it's been a good day.
Oh yeah, I saw your YouTube content, and I dropped the fires because you asked us to. You said, "Hey, it helps, so go ahead and subscribe and drop fires." I did that. You know what I mean? It's all love. And by the way, look at this. I got a second camera. I
Ooh,
got this two CJs. Come on now, look at this. Look at this production now.
I love it, man. I
This
just got our
product.
boomerang up too, so I hope
Okay.
everybody's tuning into this because it's
Oh
some
yeah.
fire content.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be next level. But see, the thing is, we're innovators. We're gonna just keep pushing. We're just listen. We're gonna do. Nobody's gonna do what we're gonna do for the fitness industry. I promise you, bro. Nobody's gonna do it. Like we just
I
can't
believe
keep
that.
pushing it. So with that said, let's just jump right into it, bro. Bro, before we get started and talk about the content that we're seeing out there for fitness professionals and stuff out in the industry, introduce yourself to the people. Let them know who you are.
Yes, sir. Well, I am D Mart Training, David Martin. I'm originally from Ohio, but living in Indianapolis, Indiana now, where I am an online coach, content creator, host of a podcast called the Trainer Scoop Podcast. And yeah, just overall trying to improve my craft every day, whether it be creating content to help educate people, make the world a better place, and then helping people achieve their fitness goals as well. Something that's very near and dear to my heart. But yeah, in terms of content that we're seeing today, man, do you want to talk fitness content, like particularly, or just like in general, like what I think?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. Let's dive into the fitness content. So, like, what you see out there in the industry. Like, let's just talk about, in general, like, because I think in a lot of times, before we talk about what we see, like the observations, good and bad, let's talk about like you want to fitness professionals or fitness influencers to be like, man, it's hard to entertain people and sell at the same time. They're like, hey, I'm trying to make you laugh, I'm trying to make you feel something, but I'm still also trying to get you to buy my product and service, right? So, like,
mhm.
what do you kind of think about what are the things you're seeing out there? Like, how do you combat that, right? Because there's this gray line, and it's kind of like tough to kind of where do you balance that all out?
Yeah, I'll say this is actually something that I've recently gotten much better at. For the longest time, CJ, I didn't really put myself out there because I thought it was corny. Like I thought like people, they don't follow me to buy my products. Like they follow me for the information and for the occasional laughs. And I was like, that's cool. Like I like that. I want to have that good ethos with my content, but at the same time, I got to make money out here and I can provide a service that will really help people. So I've been recently more okay and with myself and like okay with my content. It's a growing process. You guys been helping me, and having that ability to put myself out there and to sell my content a little bit more. But in terms of, man, it's
It,
so crazy. Sorry, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, yeah. Well, go ahead, because your point, because it's a really difficult thing, and I would just say, one of the things that I see out there, especially, that you do very well, you talked about putting yourself out there, and sometimes is that vulnerability of, hey, look, and honestly, that's transparency you just made about most of the people that follow you are not there to buy from you.
Yeah.
That's hard for a lot of people to realize. Like, we're putting stuff out there. And, one of the things about the fitness content, we'll dive deeper into it, is that, let's say, for example, most of the personal trainers are getting, putting the workouts out there, right? They're putting workouts out there every single day. So at the end of the day, almost any workouts you could ever think of is probably out there on Instagram, right? It's already out there on YouTube. It's already out there. But when people do want to buy from you, it's because they like you and
Hmm.
because they trust you. So that's where I think some of the times the entertainment, that comes into the fact that they end up liking you more, and they relate. And so even if they don't buy right now, they've been rocking with you for a couple of years, and then eventually they kind of, sometimes they stumble, or sometimes they just say, hey, you know what? It's my time. David's been telling me this stuff for so long. He's given me so much value, and it's time for me to commit and pay him to actually hold me accountable to what he's been talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, man. 100%. I'm starting to see that finally, which is a really cool feeling. And just that last part that you said with like providing value, I think that's just the key thing that I try to strive for. That I think a lot of people are doing well on social media, but I think it still can get better. And I think one thing especially that's been on my mind on the topic of kind of what we're going off that last point once again is like longevity in the space.
Mm-hmm.
Like people don't realize how long you've been doing this. A lot of people
Mm-hmm.
don't. Like I didn't up until like I kind of did a deep dive on some YouTube and some more like way back in your Instagram, seeing back when we had like short hair CJ, like
Mm-hmm.
way back. But you've been doing this for a long time. And I think there's a lot to be said for your longevity. And people have to keep that in mind. I've tried to keep that in mind, but especially, with the more like just visual appeal type influencers, you know what I'm talking about. People that are out there just kind of like going off their looks. I don't know if the same thing could be said if there's ever a life change where they can't be looking like that, or just in general, if they get sick of putting up that content. So, yeah, I think the longevity piece is something that you can speak for days on because you live it. And
Mm-hmm.
it's something that I'm always striving for too.
Oh, I appreciate that, bro. I really do appreciate it, because yeah, it's, ooh, man, you just hit on a couple of things. Like when it comes to the longevity of it, like I think that's a point where people get in their bag, like especially fitness professionals, when they get in their bag as far as like to overcome that, it's like a light above their head. But I think sometimes they get stuck when they like, man, I've posted every workout I can think about. I've posted every program. I've done every type of flyer, and I'm like, what do I do now? And it's like, well, just be yourself, just talk more, just but because sometimes, a lot of times when people start, the journey is just starting by me, just by showing workouts, right? Just by
Mm-hmm.
showing workouts, and that's how a lot of the stuff starts. And I think over time they realize, like, man, there's only so many different ways I can show a push-up.
Right.
Now I gotta do a stunt, now I gotta do something funny, now I gotta do something. And like, one of the I don't know. So fitness content, think about it like this: we got people that literally putting couches on their back, right? My guy Matthew, I can't remember his name, but you know who I'm talking about. When he's putting the
Yeah.
couch, like he does the crazy stuff, and a lot of people in the industry, to be honest with you, when it comes to fitness content, they'll say, "I don't like it. I think it's a stunt. He's not. Why is he doing that?" For one, he's getting attention to his page. He's a gym owner.
Yeah.
He's a gym owner, and you understand, as a gym owner, you want as many eyeballs on that place. So regardless of he's never going to probably tell his clients to do that. Like, that's not even realistic, right? But when it comes to getting attention to him, he does it. So I think, but when it comes to the creativity of it, we got people doing that. We got people who will literally interview their clients before the workout, after the workout. Now they actually, during the workout, they'll put the microphones on the people, and they'll do the workouts with them. And like the innovation of like trying to just stand out and do something different than just working out. Have you noticed that over the past year, like how it's just so much
Mhm.
more of that type of content?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Real quick, I want to talk about something that
Mm-hmm.
came to mind when you were talking about just like being yourself and talking more.
Mm-hmm.
So, interesting thing I saw, CJ. I saw a lot of influencers in the space and like the strength sports, so like bodybuilding, um, powerlifting. Like, there's a lot of younger kids that are popping off on social media. I saw a lot of them at the Arnold, and I was doing my thing. I was trying to be like you out there talking on the mic, and a lot of these kids. I say kid because I'm feeling old these days. CJ, I'm 26 now. I was in their shoes when I started with you guys. Matter of fact, they need a person like you in their life. But
Mm.
these kids cannot talk, CJ. 3 million followers on Instagram, and they can't talk. So it's like, what's the next step when you stop looking like that? Or like if you ever get injured, maybe you'll be back in a year, but like, what do you do? And man, I was shook by the amount of people that didn't want to come on. Not even like, oh man, like, sorry, like I'm really busy engaging with my fans. I can't get on your video right now. Like, oh no, I don't know about that. Like, they're afraid. And I'm like, oh, all right.
They haven't been exposed to having to do the groundwork as far as human interaction and networking, right? Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, when you come from behind that lens of the phone, you're not just having to record it, carefully crafted images of you, and you actually have to have that conversation. It's a daunting task. And honestly,
Mhm.
I attribute a lot of the stuff that I'm able to do for a couple of things. One, doing it for a while, like literally consistently doing it, going to conferences, just forcing myself out there, and then also having like a corporate background, having to deal with that in a real job, having to have $1 million conversations and not like get stumbled on, literally lost for words, yelling at people, yelling at me, and so you get to a point where you become numb to certain things. You're like, some people not gonna like you, some people are gonna like you. Sometimes you just gotta put your best foot forward at all times, and
Can
that's
I
it.
can I ask you a question real quick, CJ?
Hmm.
And I don't want to derail
No,
anything
no,
you
this is
got planned,
perfect.
but I'm starting to find, and I wanted to ask you this. If Let me finish this before you go in, but if there is value into getting that corporate job, getting that experience before and during your process. Okay, let me say why. Like, let me say why I think this, because I'm starting to lean into yes. When I originally was very, very opposed, like out of college, I was like, I don't want to get a job. Like, I'm going to do this fitness thing, and like we said, like these younger kids popping off, like they really don't have to have a job. They're making money from this stuff, but they're lacking that experience as a result. And so then for me, like I find myself like um wondering like, would this not be a bad move for me to do this for a couple of years and gain that like experience and then be able to take it in with that different perspective and be even better with social media and even better with running my own business. But that's just a thought that I've been having lately. And I'm
Mm.
definitely interested to hear your input because you've done it and you've balanced it so well for so long.
Mhm. I appreciate that, and first of all, you can tell he's a podcaster. He's an interviewer. Like how he framed the question, he's like, "But let me preface this before get that thought out there." Like I love all that. So to answer you, like I am not against going into a corporate job at the same time as trying to pursue your entrepreneurship. That's kind of what I would say. Like if I was to have a kid right now and saying, "Hey, you're interested in college? Cool, you could interest in college, whatever, boom, boom. But same time, I still want you to get some type of job. I do. Whether it's a part-time something, full-time, that doesn't matter, 20, 30 hours for that, whatever. But really that expertise of having to be able to deal with people, deal with business, know how to handle like the networking part, how to deal with relationships, how to, make your way up the ladder. All that is still relevant outside of a corporate job. But the only way you ever get those experiences is usually by going through it. And it's a lot easier to when you have a corporate job than when you're an entrepreneur. Because well, as an entrepreneur, like you don't even get to have those conversations of trying to climb the ladder and like relationship building and all that stuff until you get to a certain point. Because usually when you start, you just have nothing. There's nothing. There's no team. There's no nothing. Right. There's no money. But I would say, like for me, when I first started in this whole thing, right out of high school, got a job. Marquis Side Hustle Mentor, one of our good friends. Um, he actually had, just like me, got a job during high school. He was working in a library. I was working at like Krispy Kreme donuts, like
That's
right
how he
out.
reads these books so fast, man. He's been in the library for
That's
decades.
that's a secret, right? That's a secret.
Okay.
I just told you, right? So only because we're on YouTube. So he's been working in the library since then, and so for me, I was working at Kroger, and I was learning how to manage stuff and manage relationships and all that there. And so from there, long story short, I happened to, go to Krispy Kreme, like literally right in the first year of college. I was like the store general manager and running and managing relationships, hiring and firing people, literally right out of college, bro. Like,
You're just
I mean,
hiring these like 44-year-old men and women. Like,
yo, yo,
I'm the
yo,
boss.
it was crazy. I was like 19, 20 years old, and I'm here having a conversation about to fire someone. And that was the craziest thing. But I had to do it. And you can't get to that feel like, so for somebody like me or just you or anybody to be able to run through those situations before you actually own your own gym, before you own your own fitness business LLC, those type of things did help me to say, you know what, I've already had these conversations. So now I know what I don't like about what corporate has. So what I do like and things like that, and I extract from it. So the long end of the thing is taking something from a corporate job and inputting it into your head. So when you build your own company, you build your own conglomerate, you have insights of what you like, what you don't like. You're taking like skills and things that you can master on your own and put into your business. So it's all about extracting. Don't just get a job just to get a job, which and sometimes you have to, and that's just depending on where you live and things like that. But if you can, if you have any choice at all, get a job in the field. So, like for example, if you're a personal trainer, why not work at a gym? Why not? You know what I mean? Why not work for
Mhm.
a Lifetime Fitness as the one of the managers at a Lifetime Fitness, or a Planet Fit, like a manager of the business, like somewhere, particularly, and it doesn't have to be as a personal trainer at that place. It can be somewhere along the line. And look. By the way, we got people joining live. Keely agrees. Yes, transferable skills. Like, long story short, people don't even realize. Remember that I don't know if you know this, David. I worked at LA Fitness at one point.
I did not know that.
I did. I worked at LA Fitness right here in Buckhead, right here on Peachtree and Piedmont. And I worked there at the front desk, part time, 3 days a week for 4 hours for a while. And I did that, and so those type of I had to understand the industry. And at that point, I didn't know what I was going to build. I didn't know what I was going to try to do long term. But in general, I knew that I wanted to do something in fitness. And plus, at the same time, I was like, man, I'm getting a free gym membership. I don't got to pay for it. And you're
Right.
about to pay me. So it just worked out perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And that's a whole other topic is like we have so many influencers out here, especially in the fitness space, that have absolutely zero experience, but they're like putting out like a lot of content that's getting viewed by many, many people, which can have all kinds of different implications. Like they haven't even been like a personal trainer, let alone like learned more extensively about like diet plans. And they could like potentially mess people up from that. So like that experience, while it can be like a big decision, I would always opt for the experience because once again, it loops back to longevity. If you have that experience, you're building off of that base. You have a more stable foundation to build up and just kill it long term. So,
Facts, facts. And by the way, while we're talking about fitness content and building this stuff up, we appreciate you guys tuning in live. Listen, by the way, we're here with D Mart. Make sure you follow him on YouTube. Tell people real quick about your YouTube channel. Now I'm going to go into a few examples of some good content that we can have people make out there.
yeah, man, my YouTube channel, it's been going pretty strong since like, I mean, honestly, I shouldn't say pretty strong. It could be better. Both you and me, we've committed to this YouTube game now.
Oh, we on it,
But
and you guys watching right now live on the replay. We here, we here. We not going nowhere. Like I promise you, I don't know if D Mart is committed to 7 days a week, but I am. Every day. I don't care. I don't care. There's too much. Listen, the people of YouTube have waited too long for this. They don't even know us. They know us on Instagram and like, it's too, I got 7 days a week in me because you know what? I got a lot of catching up to do. So, and by the way, that doesn't mean that it has to be an hour long every day. If I come on here for 5 minutes and just say something, I don't care. I'm coming on every day on YouTube.
all right, CJ, we turning it up. I'm gonna
Me
have to do
too.
some YouTube lives because I know this is a new thing now.
Oh
So
yeah, and by the way, listen, you already know if you ever need me, just look. Hey, we can knock it at 2 for 1. You need me on your channel, let's go. That
def-
counts.
definitely
And
appreciate
and
that.
and by the way, so Keely said in the chat just now, dive into imposter syndrome too. People put out content with less experience than you. I'm gonna let you touch on that one day. I'm gonna let you touch on that one because
Oh
woo,
man,
woo.
yeah. Oh man, this is something that's like really hard to reconcile with sometimes for me, and it makes me just hate social media. Um, but at the same time, you know, I think of it like it's just like it's more motivation for you to reconcile with the fact in yourself that like, hey, I've done this before. I've been doing this. I am capable of putting this good content out and helping people. Like I owe it to them and I owe it to myself. And overcoming that imposter syndrome can be like, it can be tough. Like, especially, I don't know, as you're younger, like with all these other, like other more experienced older people in the space, but it doesn't mean it's like great experience. There's a wide variety of age people that, you know, they might have experience, but it might not be the best experience, or they might just lack experience altogether. And like, I feel like anyone watching this video is probably like, don't sell yourself short, because imposter syndrome is tough, but like you owe yourself and the ability to help all those other people. And that's one thing that I've thought about to overcome that.
So I'm gonna be the Kevin Samuels of YouTube real quick. Can I do that? I'm gonna go
Yeah.
there. I'm about to go
Yeah.
there. Listen, they out here faking the funk, and you need to call that shit out. You need to call that shit out and be like, yo, you out here doing a content. You might have all the views, you may have all the likes, but what you just told these people is not safe. What you just told these people is not really going to work. Like telling them about, a lot of trainers will say, oh man, you shouldn't wear the waistbands and stuff. A lot of them say you should. If it's not true and you don't think it's safe, call that out. Call that shit out. Like, be like, nah, that shit ain't it.
Yeah.
Listen, someone, and by the way, Wade, come on, our boy, Wavy
Wavy
Wade.
Wade.
Come on, Wavy Wade in the chat. Social media can be overwhelming. It's so true. That's so true, bro. It
Okay.
can be overwhelming. And listen, the one thing we always say, when it comes to social media, you kind of want to put it on autopilot, because everybody's personality and everybody's, the way their life is and balances is different, right? So, like for me, I know a friend of mine who literally has, man, I think he has like 6 or 7 kids. To be real with you, he has 6 or 7 kids. The way he manages social media and the way he can interact with it is going to be, and he has 2 jobs and all those kids. There's no way he can manage it and be on it and push as much as me without him hiring somebody else to do it, right? And then some people, they may have no kids like me, but then they can still have, struggles putting it out there, whether it's the way they consume the content on social media, where they have to put out the fitness. It's already hard enough to build a fitness business in your brand, because you have to be everything, right? Especially when it comes to personal trainers. Let's just talk about that for a second. The content, we're going to talk about it and we're going to dive into some examples. But it's really, really overwhelming because, for one, the pay scale for personal trainers is not what it should be, and we can talk about that in a whole nother show, David, because whew, you guys are not getting paid what you should be. But on top of that, it's just a struggle. Like how many hours you got to put into the gym and all that stuff. It's just a lot. So, on social media, be like, dang, now I gotta post something. I don't know what to post. I gotta create something. What do I gotta think about? How do I think about what to create? I'm not creative today, man. I've already did every workout I can already do. Like you get into this thing, and then it's like, so definitely, definitely. Oh, by the way, Keely just put it in the chat. Facebook app lets you schedule your posts for free. I love that. I love solutions. I love solutions. So do
Because
you ever
that
schedule?
batching that content, oof, if you can then schedule it, it's a game over. It's so much better. And it's such a hard excuse me, such a hard thing to get in the habit of doing. Like, I don't know if Wade's still on here. I got 2 things for Wade actually. But yeah, like I don't know if Wade, if you're still in there, but like, man, I personally, I resisted the Coco and CJ recommendation of batching content for so long. But when I finally started doing it, and I could still improve on it, but man, it does make it so much easier. And like, it can get overwhelming, but if you do work on batching, I think that's the best solution I could possibly think of to help with that overwhelming. But on that mindset side of like, sometimes I can get overwhelmed because like I'll put out a video that took like 30 minutes to edit, and it's like some real quality information that will actually help people, and it'll get like 200 views, which doesn't even make sense, CJ, because I have 1,500 followers on Instagram at least. YouTube, actually, YouTube Shorts. Shout out to you, YouTube Shorts, because you get my videos out there a little bit better. I appreciate you. But when I think about the overwhelming part, I think like, and you could say the same thing, Wade. I've just come too far to stop and to quit. Like it's overwhelming, but I have put too much time into learning about making content, into like learning about the content or the material itself, like too much sacrifice. And I know the same can be said for you, man. Like with all the gym setup that you have and all that training that you've done with people and all these like, I mean, hilarious acting videos that I see you in with CJ. Like, you put a lot of time into that, and I know it might be overwhelming. You might have needed a break for a little bit, but like, I encourage you to get back to it 100% because, I mean, especially Wade is good at that stuff. Like, yeah.
I love that. I love that encouragement, and it's so true. Like, and that's the thing. When it comes to social media and the content, you talked about a couple of things there. Batching content, solution. Because why? Because like you can literally sit with somebody like myself, some couple of your friends, get a couple of people, and really record 8 to 10 reels in like 2 3 hours, and not have to make anything else for like a long time, or like do something like this for an hour. Me and David, we could literally take this 1 hour of fitness conversation and turn it into something that's more applicable to your audience, obviously, and then chop it up and just drop 15 seconds on YouTube Shorts and Instagram all the time. We can do that. But when you invested so many years, hours, time, money into it, at that point, there's no turning back. You got to be all in, and we just find the solutions to it. And one thing I want to do real quick is I want to show a cool example of some cool content that I found, David. I'm going to just show you the guys the video, and then you give me your impression, and you tell me like your impressions of it. But I picked like, because we're talking about fitness content that stands out. That's what we're here about. So this is one that stands out to me. So I'm going to play it for you and let me know. We'll just talk about it after.
3, 2, 1.
On the side?
Hold on your leg.
Yeah. I'm trying. Ha, 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 ha. Oh. Oh.
All right. So, what do you think about that? Like, you already know that's our girl, D Nicole. What stands out to you about that? And I'm gonna tell you what I think stands out about it.
I think like that relatability is just huge. Like, she's out there grinding. Like, obviously she's got a huge following. She's killing it, and she looks amazing. But it's very relatable in the fact that like, oh, it's still really hard. It still sucks at times, but we gotta put in his work if we're trying to get better in the gym. And so like that relatability and just your ability to connect with that, like I would immediately go to her page and look at other reels if I was in that situation. Like, I mean, me personally, I might be like, yeah, I love that grind. But like someone that in that same situation that's like getting into the gym and trying to, yeah, like I definitely feel the relatability is so high there.
Yo, perfect. You said you hit on a lot of the points I was thinking. Is like for me when I first saw it, I was like, she has over 600,000 followers. One of the most influential people in the industry, because literally every big name in the industry follows her. And I'm like, she's still showing a coach needs a coach. That's what stood out to me.
Oh yeah. That's true.
That's what so like is she still coachable?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, so if that's the message that I got, because maybe I'm looking at it from a different lens, but the vulnerability is what you're talking about, but she's willing to be coached and able to and still struggling. Like, I'm gonna just show this again because I don't like this is
Oh my God.
like she starts off the whole reel with her struggling, right? It's like, oh my God, like you're not expecting that from her.
I'm trying.
That's so real. That's what every client is saying, right?
Oh. Oh.
And
So
people love these mic'd up workout videos, man. I don't even get it, but they love it. I'm like, did people really like say all these things? Not her specifically, that was legit, but like sometimes people just be saying all kinds of things on these mic'd up. I'm like,
just be real. Some of these people capping. You know what it is.
Right.
I just say they doing it for the gram. They capping for the like. They know the microphone is on them, so they gotta say something funny now. Not everybody a comedian.
for real. I made a spoof video. I was making fun of people. I was like, oh my gosh, this hurts so hard. Yeah, my rep.
I should be. We gotta do a reel, but like, oh my God, I forgot I was mic'd up.
Right.
You're not forgetting. Everybody's a comedian now, but I love the microphone when it comes to them being vulnerable. Right, that's the part where it's like, that's the cool part.
Oh yeah.
So, by the way, let's go into another video. I have another video of somebody I like. Let's go into another one. And somebody you might know.
Damien, aka the ab guy, is great for endurance, which you'll definitely need as the gains kick in. Next up, we have front raises, my personal favorite. These are great for holding a puking baby away from your outfit or a nice pair of thick legs. Either way, you need these for those sticky belts. On to dumbbell shoulder presses. Fellas, you need overhead strength, so push yourself to lift heavy here. Just take my word for it and thank me when you find out why. Next, we have dumbbell curls. Great for showing off in a fitted shirt or performing a rear naked choke, and the ladies will love them even more if you can curl it for a good while. Jam! And last, we have the dip machine. As MH would say, we hatching dino eggs today. Lock it out. Save these and add into your next gun show workout. Jam!
You can't beat Bravo. You can't.
Literally, that dude is a content genius. There's so many things we could talk about right there, CJ. Oh my god, I saw that one, but I didn't even watch it like that closely. I'm so glad I did. That was funny as hell.
It's so relatable, and you can tell like he's talking to men.
Yeah,
He's talking to men, but he's
that's
giving comedy. Is he? And the funny thing is, everything he did there, we've seen those workouts a million times.
yeah.
But he made it feel fresh, original, relatable, entertaining. Like everything about it was just like, wow, this is great. And then not only does when you look at it, like he looks amazing, but then it's like, okay, the background in the gym looks amazing. Like even the quality. Talk about these captions. Come on now, these captions on the video, and you already know I love that because you guys should be using the captions app. You don't always have to use captions and everything, but that app is called Captions, and I
Great
mean,
app.
it just.
Can we do something real quick?
Mhm.
Can we replay the video and I'll tell you my exact thoughts as to like with no sound, and I'll tell you exactly what I was thinking. And like this is just why it's so good. So like this shot, I'm thinking like, damn, he looks jacked. Like I'm gonna listen to this guy. Like right off the bat, that shot right there in particular, I'm like, his back is just stupid. You get the captions, so like very engaging there. And then from there, like listening to Bravo's voice in particular, he's just so smooth with like the way he delivers. Like you want to hear that. It's like ASMR for information. And he's not only jacked, but he's intelligent with his delivery too. So you're like, okay, like he actually has some credibility. He's just not a dumb meathead. And then he's funny on top of that. CJ, this is why we can't beat Bravo. This is why, I don't know. I'm going to have to come for the throne one of these days, but Bravo is next level with the content. There's so much there that people can take away from.
The personality, charisma, it's all there.
Yeah, it's really good. And if you've ever shot with Bravo, like I realized when he came to my gym in Ohio, I was like, there's levels to this shit. And Bravo, like he was like the one that let me know, like I need to step it up. He has like ideas on ideas and just funny execution, like the whole plan. He's got the camera set up. Like they really planned this stuff out, him and P, and just it all came to life super easily. So like Bravo is someone you should be on the lookout for if you're trying to step your content game up, because he's doing it really well.
Listen, so it's facts. Like I knew you would like that one. That was a nice little surprise. So I'm, the whole thing, the whole presentation for Bravo. Hopefully, I give some inspiration. Destiny Nicole, and I'm going to show some other examples of content that makes you stand out, and that's where we're breaking it down. What's standing out about this content, right? Why is it different than everything else? We could literally sit here and break down the bads, but we'll do that in another show. This is literally like stuff that, like, okay, what can we pick out and extract from stuff that's really doing well?
Man, I don't know that with the bads, with that last one that Bravo did, that'd be tough.
It would. All right, cool. So now let's go into this one. I want to play it again because this is a short one, and this is why I want to show this one, because it's a different style. It's not a long form, but just watch it one more time. So I'm gonna play it without the sound, and then you give me your analysis as to what you
But
notice.
before you press play, can you pause real
Oh,
quick?
yeah.
This is one of those things where like my like real exercise science brain just thinks like, bro, someone could get a much better workout doing a different variety of exercises. But the content and like getting these eyes on your page so you can deliver really good information down the line, this is like top tier. So like there's two different things. Like there's like really like zoning in and trying to be 100% or 1,000% perfect, we'll say, and then like doing the things that are really cool that will draw eyes and that will open roads down the road or open paths down the road, I guess you could say. But yeah,
Mhm.
I can go through and talk about it if you want, or
Yeah, let's go back to it. Let me pull it back up because that's a great point you made there. I'm playing around with all this stuff. I'm still trying to figure this out, David. You already know.
oh, you're
This
good.
is. I'm like, what's going on? I had the video and then it's gone. Okay, it's
Right.
here. It's there.
Yeah. So
So let me go ahead and play it from the beginning.
yeah, like right off the rip, one thing that you talked about in FOU, shout out to FOU, a couple weeks ago was like the gym crush and like guy and girl working out together has been
Yes.
a big trend lately, and the videos just crush. There's no reason other than it's just a guy and a girl, but they do. Um, Let me see here. It was a, and then like it's an easy workout for people to do. Like they could do these moves pretty easily. Like it's just a barbell. Like you and your girl can go to the gym and like you just need a barbell. So like it's accessible to people that might not know like a ton about different machines and different things in the gym. And it's like, oh yeah, like we could do these movements. Like it's not that one would be really hard, but like a lot of the stuff is like, oh, like that's within like reach. So like that's pretty appealing to me. Like a lot of people can hold 45 pounds like that and be stable with it, or at least try. So it has like various things that just draw people in. And I mean, also like let's talk about the lighting, perfect lighting. Like they wear outfits that pop. Like that's just that little stimulation from your visual cues. Like that's gonna keep you there. The music, I was vibing to the music. Like it's a little like EDM type beat. But it's like, yeah, it's like you're like, ooh, yep. And that fits really well with like the pace of their video. So well
Mhm.
done.
Listen, shout out to my people at Glove Works out in Santa Monica, California. By the way, that's my boy Quincy right there, and that's Susie. So this is a boxing gym. This is a boxing studio, right?
Mm,
And it's owned by a guy named Leon. He actually owns two locations. One is in New York. One is in Santa Monica. This one in Santa Monica, I think, has been open over 8 years. But it hosts some of the biggest influencers in Hollywood right there. And
mm,
when I was there for the tour, I could just tell that they were not only focused on like the I would say getting people in shape, but making them athletes, right?
mm-hmm,
They were focused
mm-hmm.
on making them athletes. Like they're training you like with to next levels. And so one of the things from the content that comes from there is always going to be like you said. There may be some things that you may say like, okay, well, that's a little extra. Like right there, that first couple of seconds, that's to get your attention. That's the hook.
Right, right.
That's not a workout, right? This is my
Yeah,
guy Quincy. He's like, like, like this is
right.
a hook.
Yep. That's exactly what I was meaning at the first part. Cause I'm like, all right, like some people are gonna be like, what is going on? But like it's the hook, it's what's gonna get many, many eyes on this video.
Boom, 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 and then right here, like this. Tell me what this works. What do you know better than me? Like this is stability, like core.
Yeah, core stability. Of course, you're gonna get your delts in there too, but like big time on your just abdominal stability, like making sure your obliques are engaged too to train them. Like it does a lot.
Now this is tough.
Cool. Yeah, that's crazy tough.
Yeah. So, but that's also where they're gonna show you like we're in here to work. So like the stuff that
Yeah.
comes from there, they are all about pushing it. Like they're saying right now, shred season, shred season. That's what they've been
Mm-hmm.
saying. Like just lock in on it. And so
Mm-hmm.
this is a cool one I wanted to show because I was like, listen, it's not always about having a 50-second TikTok or reel or short. It's not about having a 5 second one. There's balances. D Nicole, she showed what do you call it? What I was looking for, uh, transparency of hey, I can get coached too. She was showing herself vulnerable. Second one, Bravo, he used a little bit of humor but also he used captions in his. This last one with Quincy and Susie was like, hey, this is more like a production like highlight, if you will, almost like a commercial. Like you feel like it could have been like a Nike commercial, right? It could have just been say, just do it at the very end.
Yeah.
So here's another one. I got two more for you. I got two more. Let's go to this one.
Goes into pre-workouts. That was a real hot topic several years ago, and that is betaine anhydrous. So betaine has a ton of claims around it. I want to clear up some of those claims, give you some dose recommendations, and overall just explain why it might be good to include in your supplementation. Betaine can help because it's an osmolyte, so you're going to be drawing water into your muscle cells, which can help increase your pumps, which has been correlative, maybe not yet causative, but definitely a good thing associated with hypertrophy. Similarly, through a cascade of complex metabolic processes, betaine has also been shown to increase creatine production. Everybody knows creatine is a great supplement to have in the mix. And thirdly, betaine can also help to buffer lactate. Generally, a dose of 2 to 4 grams of betaine is what you'll need to receive those benefits. And a great pre-workout that has that ergogenic dose is the Savage pre-workout from Raw Supplements. Just so happens that I have a code with Raw, DMartin070, and you can use that to save 10%. So betaine is definitely a good ingredient to look for in a pre-workout, and stop buying garbage supplements, please.
Now, I'm going to give my critique. Can I give my critique, David?
Yeah.
So I love this for a couple of reasons, and I'm also going to tell you like some things that even make it pop even more. I love it because for one, when you right in these parts, you gave a plug, right? You did a call to action. You gave me a lot of information as far. First of all, like the information you gave is super valuable about the product, but then you kind of looped it in. Like I didn't know you were going to sell me at the end. I didn't know that, right? It was like you kind of. I was like, man, this is interesting. And boom, 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 following, and then boom. Oh yeah, by the way, I just happen to have this promo code. Boom, 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 boom. And then you had this. When you had this come up, there was a sound behind it, right? I'm always about
Pre-workout.
Yep. Raw. So let me try if I catch it.
Those benefits. And a great pre-workout that has that ergogenic dose is the Savage pre-workout.
Boom. I'm always about that. And another thing that I loved is the captions, because if you would have had the captions there, because it's a static, like staring at you the whole time, it's going to be like people's attention span like a goldfish, like we said. Holding them for 40 seconds, 50 seconds is hard. But because you had the captions, it's enough action to kind of keep their mind and still locked in. And then eventually, even if you don't catch them in the first few seconds, if they stick around long enough, it's like, okay, I got it, right? Now, what I would also say to make it stand out even more is I would actually, as you're saying these things, I would actually put clips of like the creatine, like how like for those people how they interject those little 2 seconds of creatine pouring into the cup, or like the different things. So let's go back. Let's watch it like right here.
So you're going to be drawing water into your muscle cells,
and then so right there, maybe muscle cells. I don't know, maybe a flex of a muscle, maybe something that just goes away for a second, then comes back.
Help increase your pumps, which has been correlative, maybe not yet causative, but definitely a good thing associated with hypertrophy. Similarly,
what's hypertrophy? Hypertrophy.
Hypertrophy is just like, so like that's what bodybuilders train for, right? It's just putting on size. Like you're not as concerned about strength, but just increasing muscle size.
Got you. So maybe for bodybuilders, maybe you get a flex of a bodybuilder there or something because they'll relate to that there. But it's literally like a 1 second clip and then comes back to you, right?
Yeah, for sure. Through a cascade of complex metabolic processes, betaine has also been shown to increase creatine production. Everybody knows creatine is a great.
And then creatine, when I keep hearing creatine, I don't know why. I'm thinking of like powder just being poured on the table.
Yeah.
And then, it's just more visuals and more visual cues. Because I'll give you this little gem here, and that is the more transitions and the faster the transitions, the more likely you are to keep their attention.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed, like on television and the movies, like they're like 2 second cuts the whole time?
Yeah.
It's literally like 2 second cuts all the time, moving around.
Yeah.
Like I'm playing around with this. I'm just like, I know sometimes I'll do that just to kind of keep people, bring them back.
What's your second camera? Is that your Sony?
That is my cell phone.
Wait,
That's
okay.
the iPhone.
And then are you recording with your Sony for the first one?
The first one is a digital camera I have connected to my desktop.
I'd love to see that Sony hooked up to this. That'd be next level crispy.
Yeah. See, listen, we got levels to this, David.
Yeah.
You know, by next month, this whole thing will look even better. They'd be like, what? Because to say you get the. By the way, we got 7 people watching right now, so thank you so much. 7 people watching live. Like literally, 4 days ago, I had never been on YouTube Live, never, and I just woke up that morning and said, I don't give a shit. I'm getting on YouTube Live. I don't care if it's for 10 minutes. I didn't even have none of these graphics. I literally didn't have. Right now, I'm broadcasting this on StreamYard. So if you're like wondering how I'm doing this, it's StreamYard, right? I just went on YouTube. I had no graphics, and I just talked. So if you guys go back to the replays for the YouTube, you'll see I just talked, boom, 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 and I committed to it. Day 2, I signed up for StreamYard. It's like there's different levels of it. There's a free one. I don't want the free one because it's like StreamYard logos and branded all over. I said that's not gonna work. So I paid the $25 a month. I said I need these graphics. I need to be able to add videos and do all the stuff and do the pop-ups. And I was like, it's worth it, right? So like right now, I could literally play commercials and do all this stuff. I could play music right now. I could do watch this. I could do this. Right, I could do stuff like that. I could literally have inserted a commercial right there. All that type of stuff I wanted to be able to control. It was worth it. So the fact is that literally second day, my audio messed up. I didn't care. I just kept doing it. Third day, yesterday with Kiki Black, I was like, yo, this is great. We actually had some viewers. Holy shit. Like and yes, I can cuss on YouTube. Okay. It's my fucking show. All right. So, well, yeah, this is not Instagram. Okay. So, but, so with that being said, now we are another day and here we are. So it's awesome. I just love, the versatility of it and this being able to be free flowing. It just feels more produced. It feels more my vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
You know me a lot more than most people from Instagram just because of the FOU being in Fitness Line University. But literally, this is like, this is not a masterclass class, but this is like me and you just kicking it. And that's what I like.
Yeah, for sure.
I got another video real quick. By the way, D-Mart is on live. This is what Soko, the intern, Soko, what up, AB? And let's go into the next video real quick. This is one. Let's see. Let me pull it up now.
But to see you, they don't have no choice but to see you because you've been cutting up. You've been cutting up. Go ahead, talk that talk, George. They don't want to give you your flowers. They don't want to give you your flowers because they're afraid that your flowers may grow higher than theirs. Talk after George.
Now I'm gonna play it one more time because this is a different video. Like each video, if you've noticed, has a different theme. Each video has been a little bit different in it's all around fitness, but they've all like stood out content wise.
When you've been going hard and applying that pressure, that's when people act like they don't see you. That's when people act like they don't see you. Talk that talk, George, but they see you. They see you. And they don't have no choice but to see you. They don't have no choice but to see you because you've been cutting up. You've been cutting up. Go ahead, talk that talk, George. They don't want to give you your flowers. They don't want to give you your flowers because they're afraid that your flowers may grow higher than theirs. Talk after George.
What do you think? What stands out to you?
Oh man, there's so much that's done well in that one. So product promo first and foremost, right? And
yes.
He's lacing up. So you're like, when you see someone laced up, you're like, what's he about to get into? So then from there, can you rewind on this one or no? Yeah. There's so many with this one. And
so I'll pause it here. This is the promo you're talking about first.
Yeah, product promo. It's like you can't really see, but you're like, okay, he's got some supplements. Like, word, what's up? I might check that out. And then you're like, oh, he's lacing up. Oh, he's getting warmed up. Okay. And he looks good. He's pretty jacked, he's looking tough. That sound, it's like it's a hard sound. I feel like you're about to listen to some Lil Baby, like a workout type of Lil Baby. And then you got that motivational track. I don't know what that sample's in the back, but it's like, oh shit, like I'm feeling the fire right now. He's warming up again. You're like, that fire's building. And then right here, you get a much clearer shot of his product that he's promoting. And you're like, oh, like I can kind of, if I look closely, I can see the brand. Maybe that's something he could do different next time, is like make that branding a little bit more apparent. So then they're like, oh, like, yeah, I need some of these like pre-workout type supplements or whatever it is. And then they'll be like, okay, like, let's see if he's got a code or something. And then he's just in the mix at the end, and you're like leaving feeling like, okay, like he's getting after it. Like maybe if I look into that product, I'll be killing it like that at the gym. So
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. Like the product placement is genius because I should have had an idea. I can't remember if the caption in his caption he mentioned the product code. I'm pretty sure
yeah,
he did,
probably
but
did.
this is strategic in the fact that for one, he's athletic. You can tell he's a beast. You know, there's a couple. You could literally just feel like, man. Not only is that product good, but you feel like, man, if I work out with him, he's gonna push me. He's a
Yeah,
dog, like you know what I'm saying. And he's a fitness influencer, but he can also like you could tell in here because by the way, this is more like fitness influencer ish. Right,
yeah,
the whole
yeah,
thing feels like it is selling you a lifestyle. It's selling you a mentality, and then the guy talking behind it pushes you, and then you got the captions. So even if you are like we talk about 60 to 70%, I think the number is even higher now. People who watch this stuff without sound because either they're at the doctor's office, they're in the line at Chipotle, they're in the house with their spouse, and they're watching Netflix, and they don't want to interrupt them. You're
yeah.
watching social media a lot more without sound. You got the captions there. You can still
Do
catch
you,
it.
do you know what that sound is from, CJ? I don't
I
know.
know the guy who actually says I know his voice. I can send you his
Yeah,
page, but I can send you this one. I have this one. I have this one saved. I send it to you.
gotcha. Yeah, sorry, I'm starving over here,
No,
man. I
no,
gotta
you're
eat.
good. Listen, we vibing. So I know we only got just a few more minutes left. If anybody is watching live and has questions or anything, they just want to throw something else out there, they can. Keely, I know said here, get into it. Talk about long form content and chopping it up to post everywhere. So really quick, it's something like what we talked about earlier. Like taking something and then chopping it up into smaller pieces like for example, if this is a whole hour, we can literally find sound bites and use it for my YouTube promo or for on TikTok or so. Like you can literally just take a moment that quote unquote is, let's keep it real, controversial because people got to have opinions about it for them to react. If someone doesn't have an opinion about it, they won't react. Does that make sense? Like if they
Hmm.
don't really care, if it's too generic, if it's too cookie cutter and PG, they're like, I don't care. They gotta feel something behind it before they comment. They either
CJ.
gotta totally agree. What
Oh
happened?
no, go ahead. Finish your thought. Finish your
No,
thought.
no, yeah, they gotta either totally agree or disagree. But go ahead.
I was gonna say, CJ, Keely is on point with the way I was thinking today because I did that YouTube video. It ended up being like a 15-minute long video, and I got 4 clips from that I'm probably gonna either put in the stories or post as reels, then directing them back into that video. So like
Mhm.
I did one where I was promoting the supplements again, but this one was like direct promotion that I put at the end of the video. So I'm gonna post that as a reel, and then I did another one where it was like the highlights of the cooking, like when I was like sauteing the vegetables and like when I was flipping the chicken, because people will be like, "Oh, he's cooking. Let's go check that video out." And then I did another one where it was just like something funny that I said along the way. So that'd probably be like a 3-second story. But like, yeah, there's a lot of ways to get the most out of your content, make it less overwhelming to constantly have to think of new ideas.
There is an app. There is an app that you can use to chop up everything, and I can't remember the website. It's video something, vid.io. I can't remember, but you can
Just
literally
like
put.
cutting things.
Say it again.
It's like cutting, like making cuts. Is that what you're talking about?
So you literally take the long form video and it makes it into different TikToks and everything from
No
automatically.
way.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, hold on.
That's crazy. That's a
Uh,
paid thing for sure, isn't it?
yeah, yeah.
Hmm. That would
I'm
save so much time.
Yeah, I'm finding the video for you right now. Here it is right here. I wonder how can I share this? Hold on. How can I share it on here? If I have to take a screenshot of it, I will.
Hmm.
But I want to share it with you guys because this is what Keely is. I don't know if she knows about it. She probably does, but if not, we're about to drop it on here. Let me see how I can say. Let me present. How can I share screen? Okay, so I'm gonna try to share my screen, which is gonna be dangerous. Live on YouTube. Let's go. Let me share my screen. Boom. Tell me if you can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. And then we on the side too. How about this? This is so. Come on, YouTube is GOAT. All right,
Yeah.
so video.io. I mean dot AI. This will literally turn your short form content. I mean your from your long form content into short form content. So I'm gonna repeat that back, just because I want to clip this for later on for content, right? So video.ai will turn your long videos into short videos automatically. So like we take this whole 1 hour YouTube and put it into this software, it will literally chop up all of these. And if we want to make it for a podcast, we want to make it for TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram, it will put the different, and each one will have a different look. They will have a different feel. The captions will look different, different backgrounds. It will do it all for us. How about that?
That's crazy. That would save so much time.
Look at
Like,
that. LinkedIn has got to look different than
yeah,
Facebook and
yeah,
Instagram. Like it does it all for you.
very versatile. I like it.
Look at this.
That's
You import the
great.
video. Look, you see, guys see it. Import the video. Boom. Set your preferences, requirements for platforms. Boom. Get your videos in minutes. And by the way, it has a free trial. Free trial. So why wouldn't you just go ahead and try it with a long form video just to do it? How about that?
That's crazy, man. And that's gonna be super useful because like you might not like every video it creates, but
Hmm.
you're gonna get something. Like that's a really cool tool.
Kiki said, "Hey y'all, I came for the good part. It's all good. It's all good. But that was a gem. But that was a gem. By the way, do you guys need me to put that in the chat? I can. Let me know if you need me to put it in the chat. I can actually put it in the description of the video and the recap too. But that one right there, listen, it will take the long form content, turn it into short for you all by itself. Let me see how much it costs. Because what do you think it costs, David? By the way, what do you think it costs? What do
Oh
you think something like
man,
that will cost?
$20 like a month. It's pretty useful. That does a lot.
Okay, let me go back into it. Let me share my screen one more time because the people need this one. This is the gem. All right, so it is free for you to explore, right? That means you get 75 minutes to upload monthly, free per month. Hold on, did I say that?
Wait,
Free.
what?
Did I say free for you to
What?
explore? So 75 minutes,
How did I not know about this?
5 gigs of free storage, standard intros and outros, standard templates, standard support. Free. How about that? How about that?
That's crazy.
Is that worth tuning in for this show? Is that alone worth it? And
Yeah.
on top of that, you got Pro, which is obviously going to be what, $30 a month, 300 video minutes. This is going to be 1080p, so it's higher quality, high def, but 720 still fine. So don't trip on that. Really, the 100 gigs of storage is huge because the five, like these videos add up super quick.
Yeah.
Magic cut, brand template, so you can keep your stuff on brand, custom intros, outros, and all the benefits of the free stuff. And then this is just more storage for that one. But for $30 a month, it's worth it. And that's monthly. If you do yearly, you can just pay $300 and you'll be done for the year.
Yeah. I mean, I see that being like it's like like we could all as fitness professionals be using that free. Like there is absolutely no reason to not be using that free version as fitness professionals.
Mm.
What's up, Deborah? But I say for that paid one, like I can see like a streamer doing that because they're streaming like 8 hours a day. They're gonna be needing a lot of like space, but there's so much repurposable content that you can use on short form stuff like Instagram, TikTok. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, that's a good tool for so many different content creators.
Listen, I totally agree. Like, there's no reason not to like. So, for example, like you, David, and people watching this live or replay, you know, do something. Maybe that's the key. Maybe that's gonna make it easy for you. Maybe you record a 1 hour workout. You go live on YouTube for that
Mhm.
1 week. I mean, for the once a week, you do a live workout and let this chop up the stuff for you. And if you're mic'd up for the workout. You're mic'd up and you're talking to people, you're talking to your clients, you're talking to the people in the class, whatever, and let this do the work and see how it comes out. It
CJ,
may
that's
do all the
such
work
a
for
good
you.
idea. That can cover the basis for all of your content. You could get some educational stuff doing a workout, some funny stuff, some relatable stuff, some salesy stuff if you want to bring a product to the gym and talk about it, like, and then it's all done for you. Like, you're gonna work out anyways. You might as well try to do that.
My sister Chanel is in the building. What up, Chanel? Chanel, I see you. And then we look. I love the community because we got Kiki saying hi to Deb. You got Deb saying hi to Kiki and everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kiki just said that's a good idea. So you already know. Come on, I mean, it's me. What you expect? It's only gonna be good ideas. Just saying. But no, I really appreciate that. So man, that was a gem. By the way, out of all the videos I shared today, David, what was your favorite?
Oh, probably the sixth, the last one. Like
The last one.
In terms of value, mine, but like in terms of like, oh, that was and Bravos is really close to that last one, but like that's just some influencer shit, like you said. Like, if I'm thinking from like general population perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously, mine would be the best pure education. Bravos would be the best, like, oh, you're getting educated, you're having fun. But that one, I think, mix. I think people are going to look into a product heavily after that, or at least I would. That's how I would be. In terms of like wanting to influence and sell, it's that last one. In terms of like overall entertainment, I say it's Bravo. In terms of knowledge, it's mine. And then I don't know what the other ones were.
The other one was this one.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, relatability and like showing that she can be coached. Yeah. Like,
Man, it's tough. If I had to rank these, because this is what we're gonna do to close it out before we get out of here. I'm gonna rank these videos, right?
yeah.
So if I had to rank it, and this is not a bad. By the way, only these 5 are videos I picked. That means they're all amazing. So it's not like, oh my God, CJ doesn't like it. It's not like that. I picked these 5 out of everything I've seen on Instagram this last few days. So this is all good stuff. All right, cool. So number 5. We're gonna go all the way to 1. Okay. Number 5. Boom. And I'm gonna tell you why.
I would put it
One,
there too.
the reason why I told you, and by the way, I picked this one because when we talk about how we can insert those videos to kind of add those extra kind of cues and IQs and things like that. And by the way, we'll go 1 through 5, and you tell me if you agree with each one because you might not. So I have this as 5.
Mhm.
All right. So then I'm gonna go to number 4. This is my number 4. And the reason why it's my number 4 is because I think I'm a little bit biased because I know these people, to be honest with you. But if I try to put my hat on and pull back and say, hey, do I not, if I don't know who these people are, that 8 seconds wasn't enough to really pull me in just enough.
Yeah.
Like, it's great. And I'm looking at it like, man, this looks amazing, right? But there's nothing else on screen without the music. The music is the key. Because watch this. When I play the music, it changes. It makes the music is what pulls it through. So if you don't have the music, that's the one I have this. Why I have this at 4.
Yeah.
Number 3 for me. Number 3 is this one. Why for me this is number 3? I would say it's because, for one, I think that it doesn't really do, like you said, a good enough job of selling the product. And I think they really were trying to sell this product here.
Yeah.
I think like
intent on these is big too.
And you're right on that. Intent is bad. Like, these are all great videos, by the way. So these are, again, but I think just one, even if it was like 1.5 second closer of this, because right, I want to know what this is. So you intentionally put it in front of you, but I never really see it. But if I put the music to it, this is another one where the music changes it, right? This is another one without that voice.
That's when people act like they don't see you. That's when people act like they don't see you. Talk that talk, George, but they see you. They see you. And they don't have no choice but to see you. They don't have no choice but to see you because you've been cutting up. You've been cutting up.
It changes the vibe all the way. I love that.
It's intense. Yeah, good point.
Now, number 2 for me would be this one. Number 2.
We have dumbbell scaptions with the press. I got these from the Birdie Damien, aka the Ab Guy. It's great for endurance, which you'll definitely need as the gains kick in. Next up, we have front raises, my personal favorite. These are great for holding a puking baby away from your outfit or a nice pair of thick legs. Either way, you need these for those sticky delts. On to dumbbell shoulder presses. Fellas, you need overhead strength, so push yourself to lift heavy here. Just take my word for it and thank me when you find out why. Next, we have dumbbell curls. Great for showing off in a fitted shirt or performing a rear naked choke, and the ladies will love them even more if you can curl it for a good while. Jam! And last, we have the dip machine. As MH would say, we hatching dino eggs today.
Now, here's like it's hilarious. Everything about this is great. So I'm just nitpicking, right? I'm just nitpicking when I say this. But in this particular one, I just feel like it was about 8 to 10 seconds too long.
Yeah.
Because when he hits on the punchline and the jokes, like it was boom, 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 and then it was like boom. So either he could have hit the joke earlier, or to me it was just like a good 8, like it was 52 seconds. So if it was like 40 seconds, like I felt like it was so good already. He could almost had there was almost like 2 reels.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I felt in that one. That's why it's number 2. So I'm saying it's number 2, so it's got to still be great. I put it like, okay, you know me. I'm just like trying to say it ain't. Oh, he didn't pick Bravo number 1. You know that's my boy. All right, cool. So number one. Oh, by the way, hold on. What
Bravo's arms look dumb.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's just that don't even look real. Like it's like some action figure arms.
That's nuts.
It's yeah, these arms are just oh my god. All right, let me not do that anymore because that's like 10 years of work for me. So this one is my favorite though. This one is my favorite, and I'm gonna play it and then tell you guys why.
Oh my God.
On 3, 2, 1. So hold it.
On the side?
Hold on your leg.
Yeah. I'm trying. Ha, 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 ha. Oh.
All right, pay attention to the details. Now, I'm gonna. The reason why that's number 1. Should I just tell you, David, or do you want to guess?
Yeah, no, tell me.
All right, so I'm gonna turn the sound off. So watch the first 3 seconds and tell me what you notice. What did you see?
So, I mean, when she stands up, like you can see, like you're like, oh dang, she was in great shape. Like this girl looks phenomenal. And then you also see her struggling. So you're like, oh, but like she struggles too, and she has this coach too. So it's like, oh, like it's relatable, and it like wants you to inspire to be, or it makes you aspire to be like her, kind of.
Those are all true, but there's something more detailed in that.
There's more detail. I felt like I just wrote like a high school level English essay about the first 3 seconds. Okay, tell me.
Kiki took a guess and she said still engaging without the sound. That is true, but that's not it. Pay attention to the details now. Watch this. Watch how many transitions there are in the first 5 seconds. 1, that's 1. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Boom, boom, boom. You see? Did you see that? Literally, and this is the first 6 seconds. Watch that again. Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they all cut. But it so seemed like it gives you like she went through the whole struggle in 6 seconds, and you don't even really call it out, but you see it. But when I play it, that's automatically enough to kind of keep you. You've already watched 6 seconds. You don't even realize it. Watch that.
Oh my God.
On 3,
So before the whole thing, before you even heard her struggle, oh my god, like once you're already into it, you're already hooked. You're already hooked in the 6 seconds because your eye cues is like trying to figure out what's going on, and then you hear, oh my god, you hear her struggle. Now I'm really invested. Now I gotta watch. Like, oh my god, she's struggling. Like, so that alone, the hook is what really got me on this.
Oh my God.
That's a good point.
On the
CJ.
side?
Hold on your leg, then.
Yeah.
Watch how the whole thing is cut.
I'm trying.
All these transition.
Ha, ha, ha. Ah.
Transition.
Ah.
Transition. Right? You probably didn't even realize how many transitions were already in there. But that's what I love. Like, if you notice how, like, some of the videos I've been posting lately, like when I do the life of a content creator, like that thing had like 62 transitions. People don't even realize it because it's so fast paced. Boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
But the fast pace is what keeps people. And that's just, it's a lot more work. It is a lot more work. Don't let me get it like twisted. It's a lot more work. But really, it's not as much as you think. Because really what this is she took that scene of her, literally this is one scene of her, right? Boom. And she falls down. She's struggling through it, boom, boom, boom. So basically she take that scene, let's say if that was a 30 seconds of her, struggling through it.
Mhm.
She actually just basically went 3 seconds or went 2 seconds, cut, and then snipped it, and then just connected it all together. Go a little 2 seconds, cut, snip, bring it all together, and it just boom, and it just, I don't know if these sounds make sense, but
No, yeah.
You get what I'm
And
saying.
when you say it like that, it's not that hard. Like it takes some time to get used to being quick with that, but like once you get used to the keystrokes on your phone or on your laptop, like you can do that in 10 seconds. Like, so I mean, it's it's a lot more. It's more work than a lot of people put in, but like at the end of the day, I think that is a really good point, and it'd be worth it.
So with that being said, is that your top 5? What's your top 5? You could just run through it and tell us what you thought.
Yeah, I thought 5 was mine because it's just a little too highbrow. Like, I like to be educational, but like, oh man, people don't know what the word osmolite means. So like, there's
no. I think that's good. I just think if you put like, like Bill Nye the Science Guy,
yeah,
like you literally watch his stuff, because I think you should watch his video and then do your reel.
Okay.
That's how you should do it. If you watch a Bill Nye the Science Guy video, just like Coco would always call you that,
yeah,
literally watch that video, and then you'll see how many sounds and how many videos pop up in his thing, and he makes science fun.
yeah,
And you can make fitness fun the same way. He'll talk about, oh, you want to see this go over and why this spills over like that, and it's a volcano and the volcano sounds and the word volcano or the description of it. So when you say hypertrophy, and I can't even say what the word it is, you can give me the description of it. It show me something and then make it relate to something, and I'm like, oh, now I know what it means. Like,
yeah. Okay, yeah. So that's 5. 4 for me. Oh man. Okay. I think I'm blanking on one. Okay, we had the guy.
You had the one. I'm gonna just put him up there, and you can see. Not this one.
Yep.
That's 4.
Oh no. Sorry. Okay. Yep. Okay, got you. So I think I would put the one with your boy in, what is it, Santa Monica?
Yeah. So this is 4.
Yeah, I would put them there just because. So this is, I feel like my bias is getting involved. Like, this looks amazing, but like for me, I'd be like, okay, that's cool, but like I'm never gonna do that. Like, that is, I don't know. There's just something about it where I'm like, I'm probably not gonna do that.
Okay.
So that's like a personal reason, but overall, it's a really good video.
Yep.
That's the approach I'll take for this. It's just my personal opinion. So I don't want to, like, if anybody watches this, I don't want to, like, I'm not like judging you, but it's
no. This all love. Look, they're in my top 5.
Yeah.
The fact that you're in the top 5 out of thousands
I put
of
myself
videos.
last. So, and then I put, now that we've talked about it, I put the one with the dude boxing. as
Mm.
third because I think his intention was to like, I mean, obviously you got to have those like that brings an audience. Like that's a cool sound. He's killing it. But I mean, at the end of the day, if his intention was to sell, I couldn't read what the product was. So I'm
Yes.
gonna be like, you look cool, bro. Like keep working, but I'm not gonna pursue that product any further. If I'm really being honest with myself.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that was 3. For me is
Keep it spicy, David. Keep it spicy.
yeah, I mean, I love it. I mean, it's a great video. Don't get me wrong. I'm just trying to help him.
He
Yeah,
said they'll be all right.
right. For 2, I'm gonna put uh Dana Nicole, right? It's Dana? Is that her name?
That's Destiny, D Nicole.
Destiny. Dana.
Dana, hey,
Yeah,
Dana Nicole.
Dana.
That's her new name, Dana Nicole.
He's gonna be like, oh god.
She's gonna be like, oh, who is that guy, CJ? Get him off.
She's like, he's fired. Instant jail. I put that as second because I mean, like you said, it's so captivating, but at a certain point I'd be like, yeah, like I know working out is painful. I know this sucks, but like what are we trying to do?
Mhm.
So I think it's like I would watch this whole thing. It's super captivating, and I'd be like, oh, there's like a suffering component. It's almost similar to like those pimple popper videos. You just can't look away, you know.
Yeah.
Like this girl's working so hard, you can't look away. But like at the end of the day, I'm just like, what are we trying to achieve here? That's the thing that I watched it the first time and had that question.
Gotcha.
Um,
And so we know what number one is.
yes, Mr. Jam. Sheesh. This is Bravo's social media platform. We're all just living on it, you know. Look at it's perfect, the perfect combination of jacked, stylish, funny. You got the jokes, he's got the delts and the triceps. Oh my goodness. And he's teaching you a little bit too. Like he's telling you about good form, what these muscles will help you do. And maybe a lot of it is centered around intercourse. But you know, that's what guys want to hear, I guess. That's what we're into. So he just nails it. He just nails it there.
This is so true. Everything he hit it all. Like those arms on him look real.
He said dino eggs. I was like, that's some shit only Bravo would say. Dino eggs.
OMG. But yeah, this is your winner. And so listen, I think it's all fair, it's all good. Everybody got love. Everybody, if you're in the top 5 on here, that means that you're getting love. So we're just saying like we're just picking like from the best, right? And there's always, even with my content, people can look at my content and be like, oh, there's still room for myself to get better. And that's how I always look at it. People, in general, when we talk about, this whole conversation today, as we get ready to wrap up, how to make content that stands out. Everybody here made amazing content that stood out, right? For me to pick it and bring it here was something for me that something stood out, right? And that's what like. This is not just people just working out in the gym. So the ultimate thing we want you to take from it is like whether it's the transitions, whether it's using captions, whether it's the personality, whether it's the lighting, the quality of it. Like there's so many things to be thinking about, but don't just settle for average because that's not what we're here for. Like when you're average, you're not that's not going to get us anywhere. That's not going to get us to our goals, right? Just
You know,
like right now, I'm literally what happened.
sometimes I'm like, I gotta do this damn content. And I'm
Mm.
dragging my feet, right? I know I need to do it, but it's like, ugh. But this conversation has really got me like educated and inspired to just put in that extra effort because sometimes I know I'll make some average ass content when I'm just dreading it. But there's so many little things you can do to make it pop, to have fun with it, and then have the benefits be received on your page and your business. So
Listen, I'm glad it helped, and hopefully it helps everybody who's watching this on live or replay. But even from like, just look at something that Destiny did. It's simple, right? Simple. We could take something from every video that we saw today. Destiny with the quick transitions, chop, 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 cut. That takes an extra 30 seconds in your edit. You can put the captions on there like Bravo. That takes a few seconds to run it through a app that has great looking captions. Or if you're like Bravo, I'm sure he plans out what he's going to say, to make sure I'm going to put some humor in there. Plan out what can something I say in here that's make it funny and relatable to something I would normally say in real life, right? Make it like guy with the athletic stuff. Like he picked the track where it was something that inspirational, inspire. The one where they were in California. They picked a high intense music that was gonna bring the feel to it. And even in the other one, which is with David, like he was giving so much information and value, you had no choice but to listen and be like, "Yo, I don't understand what he's talking about, but it
What
sounds
is this
cool.
word?
It sounds cool, right?" So everybody, like, don't be afraid to feel like you have to dumb everything down, because there's this whole thing out there where they say you have to dumb it down. Well, you have to you want people to understand, but you also want to sound like an expert, because too many people can Google in this fitness industry just the basic shit, and then it's like, yo, no, like when you talk to David, he knows what he's talking about. If
That's
I can just talk, hey, do this jumping jack, this foot, like, no, he's hypertrophy and all this stuff. Like, yo, I know, yeah, I would keep saying it. Like, I don't, what you're talking about. But too many people can just Google this stuff, and then all of a sudden it sounds like they know what they're talking about. They don't. Don't be afraid to put out your knowledge in the show. Like, nah, I'm a beast in this shit, and this is why you need to be paying me, and why I charge more than everybody else.
I like it. I like it.
There you go. But if that's about it. I think we're good. We went way over today, but it was all fun, David. What you think about this whole YouTube thing?
Oh, it's very good, man. It's very, very cool that you can do so many different things on what is it, StreamYard. It just looks clean. I hope that y'all found it enjoyable, educational, funny, because there's a lot of value that I learned. So definitely appreciate you putting time into this, man.
Listen. Look, I got the banners. I got stuff popping up on the screen. Like, I'm just saying, what you want to see in future episodes, comment in the video. Let us know. Tell us. Make sure before we get out of here, D-Mark, tell people where they can follow you and connect with you.
Yeah, so I'm most active on Instagram. That's dmart_training. Definitely appreciate a subscribe or a follow there, and I definitely will follow back. I'm also pretty active here on YouTube, same handle, dmart_training. And then kind of like my baby, which I'm not as super active, but still putting out consistent content, is my podcast, The Trainer Scoop, which is here on YouTube, or it's on Spotify, Apple Podcast. That's my child, CJ. That podcast.
That's your baby.
3 years now, 3 years old. It's like a toddler podcast. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
That is your baby. Listen, make sure you tap in with David. And by the way, we got people like in the chat. By the way, clapping. Deborah said thank you. We got my boy Dennis pulled up. What up, Dennis? I see you. He said 100. Appreciate it. Kiki said awesome job. Thank you.
Thank you.
And by the way, Deborah said she loved podcasts, so she's gonna be tapping in. She said she's running in. She said, and one thing I will tell you real quick before we go, when Deborah says she's gonna do something, Deborah's gonna do it. Like, listen, there's one thing, if she puts her, listen, man, I love Deborah because she's a woman of her word.
Love that.
So listen, anyway, I appreciate it, David. Look, let me get off the screen twice. Let me just do this. Let me take one of me off. All right, boom. Let me do it like this. All right. It's weird trying to be the producer and all this at once. It's a lot going on, David. There we go. Right. Boom. There we go. I got it. So appreciate it. You guys watch the replay. Make sure you like, subscribe, tell people about this. We're going to do this every day. David's going to be here 7 days a week with me. No, I'm just playing. Hey, let's lock in, whatever. Like, I'm here. Like, let me know if you guys want us to run this back in a different conversation. Like today we talked about content that stands out. We could talk about some content that doesn't stand out next time. But this is what we're going to do. If we're going to do it that way, I need y'all to send me videos that y'all don't like, because I'm not going to be the one that pick it, and then y'all going to be like, yo, make me the Kevin Samuels of the fitness industry, because we're not about to do that.
Love it.
I'm be like, what's your size? Be like, oh, what were you trying to do with this video? Is that what you trying to sell? What? I'm not about to do that. So y'all need to send me the videos that y'all don't like.
Sometimes, but it's awesome.
All right, bet. All right, Kiki's gonna send me some videos, and Deb is gonna send y'all send me the video, and I won't say who sent it. I won't say who sent it, but
You
I'll be
got
like,
the
all right.
receipts up.
I'll be like, y'all really trying to what? A free boot camp again? All right, I ain't going there. All right, cool. I ain't going there. All right, David, I appreciate it. You get a good night's sleep, bro.
Appreciate you. Thank you, CJ.
All right,
Thank you
peace,
all.
you guys.